Okay, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be trying to fix these pants. I got these for the choir outfit and they were too big, so I'm planning to take them in. I did get the smallest size there was from Amazon, so I'm going to try and fix those. I need to be fixing this pretty soon, so I thought that would be good to do for a video, but I also thought that would be a bit boring. Okay, I'm just gonna pause here for a second. Like, look at my face. What is my face doing? Of course. So I also have these pants that I'm going to be fixing up, which these ones, it's just like the seams keep ripping. So I'm planning to like decorate the pants to try and fix it up a little. So that's what I have planned for today. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you guys is how these pants fit on me. So here I am doing a wonderful modeling job. I'm just showing you how they fit me on the waist and on the legs. So as you can tell, they're too long and they're too wide. So next I'm going to take some elastic, measure on my waist to see what size I need to do. Once I have measured and cut the elastic, then I took all the tags and everything off of the pants because I had not done that yet because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but like now I'm fixing them. Yay. Then after I'm taking all these off, I then am going to be cutting slits in the sides because it's 2 layers of fabric. I'm cutting through the top layer of fabric so then I can put the elastic in the pants. Now that I've made the holes, I'm just going to be pinning the elastic to one side so it'll stay in place as I am threading it. I don't know if that's right, threading it through the pants and trying to get it to the outside. This actually took quite a while. I had to keep pulling and tugging and all that, but eventually, yeah, I was able to do it. It did look a little, like, rumpled up at the end, so then it took a few minutes to straighten it up. But then, after that, I can speak English. I sewed buttons on the end, so then the elastic can go there, you know, like a normal pair of pants when it's too small, too big, wrong word, then you can button it up and make it tighter. So that's basically what we're doing. And then I cut holes in the elastics, then it stayed on the buttons, and voila, here I am doing another great job at wearing them, and yeah, they fit great. Next, this is really sped up, sorry guys, I am shortening the length of the pants. So basically what I'm doing is I'm measuring and then I'm pinning it all together. Right here, you can't see very well because I kind of went off camera while I was doing this. I was doing it on both sides, kind of pinning it and straightening it. And then here I am doing a sewing test with my machine because it was not working properly. I think what I did was I accidentally put in the string in wrong, but eventually I was able to figure out. And now we get to sew it together. Yay! So this was actually pretty easy. All I did was just went over the line, and since the line was already there on the pants, it was pretty easy. Oh, I forgot to explain how I'm doing it. What I did was I just folded over the pants. Well, they weren't inside out, but I folded the bottom inside out over on top so I could sew that. And then once I'm done sewing these pants, what I'm going to do is then flip. Here, I'll show you. I'm flipping it right there. So then just a little bit is showing, and then it makes it shorter. So yeah, then here is the other leg. And then I will show you the results of how it looks. It looks pretty good, actually. I'm kind of proud of it. And it wasn't too hard, so you guys can do this easily. Also, throughout this video, my head gets so close to the machine. I keep leaning forward. But anyway, these are the pants. They definitely look a lot better. They're not underneath my heels, and I don't keep stepping on them, which is probably a good thing. Very helpful. Okay, so yeah, we're done with the really easy part. Now we're moving on to the next pair of pants. These ones I was really looking forward to because I really like these pants, but they were like starting to rip, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to fix them, and then they'll look great. I don't know, I came up with this idea of taking the silver and putting it all over the seam lines, like making the silver the seam line. So the first thing I'm going to do for these pants is make the pockets. So I measured the pockets and I had it added in a half inch to all the sides of the measurement. So then when I sew the pockets for the pants, and I can sew the sides tucked in underneath, so then I won't have raw edges. I hope that makes sense. So just cut this out, made sure it'll fit. Then I cut another one, so then I have two for the matching pockets, and I didn't want to have to measure again. It's just a lot easier to pin it together and just cut another one. So I did. So as you can tell here, I pinned down the sides. So what I'm going to do before sewing on the pants is sewing down the edges so we don't have the raw edges. Just gonna keep sewing and sewing, and there we go. I completed the first one, and there you go. I'm checking to make sure it still fits on the pocket. It does, so that's good. So now that I've completed both, I didn't show the second part because I was like, that's gonna be a lot to show. I pinned it onto the pants, and then I just sewed it on top of the pants with the sewing machine. It was pretty easy. I just didn't sew the top part because then the pocket would be closed, obviously. So yeah, I just sewed the sides, all the sides and the bottom and all that on. I just had to make sure I didn't sew down the pocket, cause like the front pocket of the pants, cause like all the fabric just folded over, just all over the place. I kept having to move it around and everything. It was kind of difficult, but I was able to do it, and there, ta-da, pocket on. This was actually my favorite part of doing the pants, is the pockets. I love the pockets so much. And then, of course, as you can see on the top, it's not sewed on the top, so I decided to do that by hand because it was a lot easier than a machine, and as you can tell, my camera just fell there, so then I had to fix it. That was fun. And this, I'm just going to keep sewing, and hand sewing really takes a lot longer than machine. That's why I like to do a lot of the things with the machine, but a lot of the things I couldn't do with the machine because, it's tighter space, so I can't exactly do it. So yay, I completed those pockets. Yes, that's the right word. And they're sewn together. I could have just left it and made it 2 pockets, but it kind of looked weird. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Now I'm making strips. These are to go along the edges of the pants. I pinned it together so then I could sew it. Basically, they're gonna be like down the sides of the pants on the seams, like the long seams, if that makes sense. And why I'm sewing it again first is so we don't have the raw edges, and so it looks nice when I put it on the pants. I'm almost done sewing this on. There we go. Okay. Now that I've, oh yeah, I forgot about this part. So I actually forgot to put the string in before sewing, so I was just sewing along, la la la, and then I finished sewing it together, well, sewing, not really, and I realized at the end that there wasn't string. So that's my fault, but I did it again, and I was actually sewing that time, which is good. Then, once I sewed all those strips, which took a little while, I pinned it all down on the pants so then I could sew it onto the pants. And actually sewing them on the pants was actually really difficult to do because it's like you're going up a small space and the machine is big, so then doesn't go together. But this part actually was kind of difficult. The first time I did it with the machine, that I did like the second part with the hand, and then I did another one with the sewing machine. I went back and forth because I kept hating both of them. But also this is what it looked like when I was using the machine. Like it was all just bundled up. I kept having to make sure nothing was overlapping. Once I was done sewing that all on, this is what it looked like. It looked pretty cool, honestly. Once I was done with that, then I just had the tiny details left. So here I am. I sewed on some pockets. I didn't really want to show all the sewing because it was a lot. I just sewed in all these different areas for tiny, adding small little details to finish it up. Okay, before we move on, I would like to tell you a little story. Once upon a time in a kingdom far, far away. Just kidding. So the story is that me, thinking my project was pretty cool and that I was almost done, I decided to wear it when I got together with some friends. So I wore it all day, just doing my stuff, la 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 la. And at the end of the day, I took them off and looked at them, and this is what they looked like. They were ripped on the butt. Yes, the butt. So yeah, my project is come to a halt, because there are now giant holes in it, and I'm not sure exactly how to fix it, so I guess these pants were just, sadly, a learning experience, and yeah, here I am trying them on. And I'm not going to finish them because what's the point? They're just ripped anyway. So I guess thanks for watching. That's it. Bye.